Welcome to Mayo Clinic. This is the guided tour for residents and fellows interviewing to join the training programs in the Division of Thoracic Surgery in Rochester, Minnesota. For the Division of Surgery, we have 7 consultants with 1 more on the way. On behalf of each of us, I would like to welcome you to take a tour with us through our hospitals and our city. As you consider coming to Mayo Clinic for your residency in thoracic surgery, we hope that you are as impressed by our facility, faculty, case mix, residents, research, and long history of excellence as much as we are. Mayo Clinic is a not-for-profit organization committed to clinical practice, education, and research. Mayo provides expert whole-person care to everyone who needs healing. Our primary value is that the needs of the patient come first. When you arrive to Mayo, you instantly know that you're in a special place. Our main campus is in Rochester and has 2 sister hospitals, St. Mary's and Methodist. Founded by the Mayo brothers and their father, this has always been a surgical hospital focused on excellence in teaching and residents from around the world. This 2,000-bed hospital system cares for more than 1.3 million people each year, with serious or complex illnesses from all 50 United States and 130 countries. The art and landscape reflect one of the world's biggest hospital care systems, a complex integrated clinic and well-oiled machine. Our Arizona and Florida campuses are only smaller versions of the same philosophy but on a different campus. Our innovative patient care delivery includes always going above and beyond to deliver an extraordinary patient experience that our patients deserve. The clinic has in its origins in the 1880s, when William and Charles Mayo joined their father's general practice in Rochester. The Mayo brothers, known as Dr. Will and Dr. Charlie, wanted to become specialists in surgery. They benefited from a unique set of circumstances that catapulted them from a small Minnesota town into an international orbit in 2 decades. Their successes as surgeons owed much to the Franciscan sisters who opened and staffed St. Mary's Hospital in Rochester in 1889. After a trip to the town in 1905, Johns Hopkins surgeon Harvey Cushing told his physician father that the Mayo brothers have built up a wonderful operative clinic and are well protected by an able staff of internists and specialists. They are as likely to make as few mistakes as anyone else and have a comparable practice. Mayo Clinic is centered in Rochester, Minnesota, which is 90 miles south of Minneapolis, St. Paul. The clinic has major campuses in Rochester, Minnesota, Scottsdale and Phoenix, Arizona, and Jacksonville, Florida. The health system has dozens of locations in several states. Mayo is ranked the #1 hospital in the United States by U.S. News & World Report now for the 6th year in a row. Thousands of patients from around the world travel to Mayo Clinic locations, and Mayo Clinic's international patient offices help to ensure that distance and language are never obstacles to receiving world-class care. We receive more than $929 million in funding for research each year. This aerial view of Plummer Building shows the intermixed historical architecture set in a background of a modern city. The Rochester campus is dominated by the Samba white granite buildings, surrounded by 2 hospitals we serve, Methodist and St. Mary's. The town of Rochester has 120,000 people, 40,000 of whom work at the clinic. The remaining town is comprised of people working in agriculture, at IBM, or in support services. There are 30 buildings in the downtown campus associated with Mayo, and now we have Discovery Square and the Destination Medical Center, which will ensure cooperative ventures with other companies closely aligned with our mission, such as Google. Our town population is soon set to double as many people are migrating here for opportunity, lifestyle, and a low cost of living. When a deadly tornado tore through their small community in 1883, the Mayos took charge of recovery efforts, enlisting to help the nearby Sisters of St. Francis to care for patients. Afterwards, Mother Alfred Mose, the leader of the convent, told Dr. Mayo she had a vision that instructed her to build a hospital, with him as the director. She believed it would become world-renowned for its medical arts. This became the site of St. Mary's Hospital, which now sits off 2nd Street in the center of Rochester, down the street from the clinic. The 3 shields in the Mayo Clinic logo represent clinical practice, education, and research. At Mayo Clinic, the clinical practice drives research and education. Research is defined by the physicians and the practice, and the educational needs are driven by the workforce needs of the institution. Mayo Clinic is a physician-led organization. Physicians maintain leadership roles in conjunction with clinical practice. Leaders make decisions for the betterment of the entire organization. Mayo Clinic operates under a consensus decision-making model governed by committees representing the three shields of the practice: education and research. Mayo Clinic has over 56,000 employees at 3 large campuses in Rochester, Arizona, and Florida, and throughout the Midwest and Mayo Clinic Health System. We operate as one institution with a single operating board. Mayo Clinic operates the Mayo Clinic College of Medicine, which houses the Mayo School for Graduate Medical Education, the Mayo Graduate School, the Mayo School for Health Sciences, Mayo Medical School, and Mayo School for Continuous Professional Development. The name of the corporation was changed from Mayo Clinic Rochester to Mayo Clinic in January of 2010. Currently, approximately 2,800 staff physicians and over 40,000 allied health personnel provide comprehensive medical care at Mayo Clinic for approximately 500,000 patients on an annual basis. Mayo Clinic carries out its mission by providing comprehensive medical care, educational programs in clinical medicine and the medical sciences, and extensive programs in medical research throughout the name Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic, along with St. Mary's Hospital and Rochester Methodist Hospital, together comprise the world's largest private medical complexes. The facilities of Rochester are extensive, covering several city blocks in the downtown area, the outpatient practices throughout Rochester and the surrounding communities. All physicians are salaried at Mayo Clinic. This organizational structure allows the physician staff the freedom and expectation to participate in their clinical practice activities and also education or research. There is no financial incentive to perform unneeded procedures or disincentive to spend as much time as necessary with the patient. Mayo Clinic operates a multidisciplinary simulation center in Rochester and Arizona and is completing one on its Florida campus. In addition, Mayo Clinic houses a Center for Innovation and the Quality Academy, where staff are trained in quality techniques and methodology to diffuse quality practices across the organization. The hospital is accredited as a Level 1 Trauma Center and Stroke Center. It is the seat of Southern Minnesota Regional Trauma Advisory Committee, serving a population of almost 900,000. The model of care is a set of principles defined by the Mayo brothers in the early years of the Mayo Clinic. It is the guide for how we work together to deliver coordinated care across the continuum of our patients through a multidisciplinary team approach to treat the whole patient. The Plummer building, as seen in this photograph and then in this video, opened in 1928. It is an iconic symbol of Mayo Clinic, designated as a National Historic Landmark. It is named for Henry S. Plummer, the diversified genius who designed it and who created many of the systems and procedures, such as the medical record and registration system that is still in use at Mayo Clinic today. Dr. Plummer wanted the building to be as efficient as well as aesthetically pleasing. Medical specialties were located throughout the 15-story building to facilitate easy movement of patients and collaboration among colleagues. An extensive library housed books and medical journals necessary for the growing staff. Medical records traveled throughout the building by a pneumatic tube system. Although patient care has shifted from the Mayo and Gonda buildings and other facilities on the Rochester campus, the Plummer building remains an integral part of Mayo Clinic, accommodating many administrative, academic, and support functions. The bell tower is lit at night, highlighting the building's ornate architectural style. During the holiday season, it's lit to facilitate holiday pleasure. We span out from a focused view of Plummer Building. You can see the beautiful city with surrounding support buildings that comprise the essential functions of Mayo Clinic and support for patients who are traveling here from far away to receive care. We are quite proud of our beautiful city of Rochester as well as Mayo Clinic. The Mayo and Gonda buildings, as seen in this photograph and in this video, show that they are at the center of Mayo Clinic's outpatient practice. Most of the doctor's offices and exam rooms, as well as some of the testing areas, are located in these buildings. Nearby, you'll find clinical labs, education centers, research labs, and a primary care center, all centrally located in downtown Rochester. The Mayo and Gonda buildings are connected to other buildings and local businesses by underground walkways or subways and above-ground skyways so that you can easily get around without going outside, especially in the winter. To the left, you can see the Charlton building, which houses parts of Methodist Hospital and connects to our Novel Protein Center and the Jacobson Center. Walking into the Gonda building, you are instantly greeted with kind and helpful staff who would rather walk you to your destination than point you on your way. The large sculpture in the main atrium is called the Man of Freedom and is by Ivan Mistrovic. There is often entertainment, singing, or piano playing in this expansive lobby where you often start your day and clinic days. The garden and atrium outside serve as a backdrop to the tens of thousands of patients that cross our threshold. Adjacent to this lobby is the cafeteria, historic exhibit space displaying one of the first cardiopulmonary bypass machines, and connections to restaurants and a shopping mall. This modern building includes the Dale Chihuly glass chandeliers that can be found hanging from the ceiling with the nearby patient library to allow patients to learn about their illness. The Gonda building contains 14,400 tons of steel. The building is covered in 87,000 square feet of fabricated glass. The exterior of the building features Samba white granite from Brazil, accented by Imperial Danby marble from Vermont, both finished in Italy. Art is an important part of the Mayo Clinic healing environment. Mayo's history is also vital to the foundation and an integral part of the patient-focused care model. Taking the elevator to the 12th floor of the Mayo building, you arrive in the Department of Surgery. The composite of our more than 50 faculty members demonstrates not only is the Department of Surgery excellent in their field with leaders, but wide depth and breadth of specialty service with complex training for residents and fellows in each division. Our consultants, Drs. Weigel, Blackman, Cassavy, Nichols, Reisenauer, Shen, and Topius, provide unique and different experiences for our residents to learn a variety of different ways of doing things. Conference rooms are available for larger gatherings with modern links and virtual connection. Walking a bit further down the hall, you will see each of the offices with ample conference rooms in the setting of immense history of excellence in surgery, portraits of famous surgeons who pioneered their fields of practice, with two of the previous Department of Surgery chairs being thoracic surgeons, Dr. Peter Perolero and Dr. Claude Deschamps. Both of these men are luminary leaders in the field of thoracic surgery. A little bit further down the hall, you may wander into one of our multidisciplinary tumor board rooms, integrated with high-level specialty care, including pathology, medical oncology, surgery expertise, radiology, interventional radiology, and interventional pulmonary for a lung thoracic tumor board, and interventional gastroenterology for esophageal tumor board. These tumor boards take place on Mondays and Thursday mornings, respectively, and are led by thoracic surgery faculty members. A key component of each of these tumor board meetings is that the patient must always come first. Our clinic is known for assembling complex multidisciplinary teams to deliver unparalleled surgical outcomes. These multidisciplinary teams provide us with the ability to perform complex surgical interventions that single surgeons alone cannot provide. Looking down the street, we arrive at St. Mary's campus, which was founded in 1889 by a local Franciscan religious community, the Sisters of St. Francis of Rochester, Minnesota, which was led by Mother Alfred Mose. These 5 buildings in the St. Mary's campus are named to honor St. Mary's foundress as first administrator, Mother Alfred, and 4 sisters who previously served as hospital administrators, Sisters Joseph, Domitilla, Mary Bry, and Generose. The Francis buildings honor the many Franciscan sisters who have served since and the founding of St. Mary's. After entering St. Mary's Hospital, you will note the newly renovated thoracic surgery operating rooms. These fully integrated operating rooms provide the opportunity to virtually be present in the rooms for any place in the internet, have dedicated robotic interventional bronchoscopic guided procedures, have unlimited access to the Da Vinci Xi robot technology, and perform more than 1,300 complex surgical thoracic procedures yearly. Our residents often comment that they have a difficult time choosing what surgery they will do from the long list of cases daily performed. Our chiefs are given the ability to allocate cases as they see fit, have early independent operating experience, and are frequently involved in complex surgical research. Our dedicated operating rooms and teams involve specialty assistants, trained teams that work with individual surgeons to maintain our excellent outcomes. We have a full component of nurse practitioners and physician assistants to help maintain the best outcomes in our clinical practice. Paired with each individual provider, the specialists work cooperatively with the residents to help support them while they were operating. we hold a regular resident case conference, discovering almost all of our residents more than complete their case requirements before their last year, allowing them to select niche cases and develop special interest and expertise operating in areas of their selection. They are also offered a traveling Claggett grant that allows them to go anywhere in the world to learn something. This experience helps our residents to hone their skills and subsequently means they rarely seek additional training once they complete their time with us, often being recruited to go to lucrative practices or stay here and practice with us or go to the place of their choosing. Some of the residents choose to pursue an academic career and spend their time in lab. This opportunity is available to any resident who may choose such a pathway. We participate in the STS National Database, offering advanced training, and many residents hold academic appointment even during their residency. Our newly renovated massive 10th tower floor is a dedicated thoracic surgery recovery floor, where a step-down bed capacity in each room permits telemonitoring, sedated procedures, and efficient care. We have a focused clinical pathway for each of our sub-areas of practice, lung cancer surgery, VATS, and robotic lung resections, and have a merit pathway for esophagectomy patients. Working with specialty teams from nursing, education, anesthesia, therapists, social workers, and case managers, we make rounds twice daily on our patients in a multidisciplinary fashion. We have group pages that go out for team meetings, gathering the group together and allowing us to put our best foot forward for the patient in the room and present a unified plan on the planning board inside the patient room. Our Friday case conferences allow us to take residents through specific cases that we have completed, teaching them how to progress through a case from initial complaint and chest x-ray all the way to the operating room, where they learn to troubleshoot and manage complications. Our nursing staff has multiple nursing staff who have worked with us for over 30 years, with more nurses choosing to spend their entire career working on just our floor. This provides a unique opportunity for us to learn both ways, as we often learn best when we listen to all providers on the team and share knowledge and experience. Communication is important, as is teamwork. In the workrooms, residents are provided with their own space, as well as an on-call room if they have to stay in the hospital. Home call is often offered. The workrooms permit to collaborate and coordinate care and optimize a seamless patient experience. These workrooms are decorated for efficiency, collaboration, and inspiration for the residents, demonstrating all of the previous residents who have trained in thoracic surgery the years prior. We have a dedicated respiratory care unit on our floor where respiratory therapy can take place, as it helps us to achieve our excellent ranking and outcomes from the National STS Database and our #1 ranking in U.S. News & World Report in lung surgery, as well as our #1 status in GI surgery as well. All of these efforts combine to give unparalleled patient care experience. The Mayo Clinic News Network disseminates knowledge around the world discovered and published by Mayo Clinic research staff and providers. MayoClinic.org has more than 1 billion followers. We have a patient portal that allows for seamless integration of patient care with provider documentation, facilitating communication, planning, and coordination of care. Our Epic electronic health record has additional remote patient monitoring, video visits, and voice-activated actionable guided documentation to ease administrative burden. Mayo Clinic is currently enhancing the Center for Digital Health to stand up technology and a digital presence that will challenge tech giants like Amazon, Walmart, and Google. And when we are not relishing in all the new technology, great cases, and teaching conferences, we have the opportunity to exercise in a world-class center called the Dan Abraham Healthy Living Center, where we have a full complement of classes, gyms, and water sports. The Foundation House is located in the Southwest Rochester neighborhood. The Mayo Foundation House was built between 1916 and 1918 as the residence of Dr. and Mrs. William J. Mayo. In 1938, Dr. and Mrs. Mayo donated the home to Mayo Clinic as a meeting place for the good of mankind. Since then, it has been known as the Foundation House. The home is reserved for Mayo Clinic meetings and events and not open to the public. The Board of Trustees meets at the Mayo Foundation House, and many dignitaries have been guests there. The Mayo Foundation House properly includes several other buildings, including the Damon House, formerly Dr. and Mrs. Mayo's retirement home, the Walter House, formerly the home of their daughter, Phoebe, and her husband, William Walters. The house is designed of English Tudor Revival design and reflects the Mayo family's English ancestry. This is where we hold our yearly Kirkland and Claggett dinners, hosting faculty from around the world with a formal dinner and lecture, one for the medical staff and one for the spouses, that is more social and fun. Now we'd like to introduce you to Rochester Life. Rochester earned the nickname Med City, as it is known, to be the home of Mayo Clinic. Rochester, Minnesota is consistently ranked as one of the best places to live in the United States. The city offers a wealth of parks and recreation. Rochester is an extremely pet-friendly town, with pets often welcome into restaurants. Rochester is frequently described as the city with 100 parks. To name just a few of these experiences, we have the Douglas State Trail, which is a 12.5-mile trail set on an abandoned rail bed, and its branches out to many other trails along its route. The Fox Trails Park, where pets are welcome at Fox Trails and kids love the playground. The Root River Park, which has rock faces that are suitable for climbers with a variety of skill levels. Of course, you'll need to bring your own equipment. Silver Lake Park is where you can take in the scenery on one of the many benches, or boat, kayak, paddleboard, and canoe on the lake. Equipment rentals are also available. Essex Park feels like a secluded forest, even though it's in the city. It's a great place for bird and animal watching, and it has an old barn that's ideal for great photos and drawings. There's also a picnic shelter and a small playground. Quarry Hill Park covers 329 acres, has a pond, a sandstone cave that was carved in 1882, and 2 limestone quarries where you can search for fossils. Harry L. Buck Children's Pond is where you can see snakes, frogs, ducks, complete and play. Its beautiful views are perfect for photos, and the nature center inside the park has several species of animals with a large aquarium and an indoor honeybee hive. Our culture is broad and expansive. Our history is overwhelming. Soldiers Field and Silver Lake offer you unparalleled experience. Our nature hikes, ice fishing during the weekends, polar plunges, and winter runs are just a few of the activities that bring our city to life. The school system is also excellent, where few physicians find the need to place their children into private school. The local Mayo High School has placed children and students in the highest levels of collegiate athletic and academic endeavor. The Down by the Riverside annual outdoor concert series features both famous artists and local talent throughout July and August. Different artists play every weekend, so there's something for everyone. The music is fantastic, and the landscape is beautiful, and the atmosphere is friendly. Rochester has some of the best restaurants in Minnesota. If you love coffee or a good burger, head over to Steam Cafe in Discovery Square or Newt's Burgers. The 1950s-style cafe atmosphere is welcoming and comfortable, and the burgers are large and juicy. For fresh seafood and delicious steaks, visit Pescara. We're huge fans of Terza for fresh homemade Italian pasta. Blue Duck is a place that sits below an innovation center and is housed in an old ballet studio with the cool vibe and a renowned chef. The oysters are amazing, the bar is top-notch, and the ramen at night is a local favorite. There's a monthly Asian festival night in the summer by the riverside. In the winter, we have social ice, where ice sculptures abound, and locals tour different frozen venues. It is not uncommon for residents to own their own homes due to the low cost of living, and many locals flood their backyard to make their own ice skating rinks. If you don't want to exert that much effort, you can always shoot down to Quarry Hill and Soldiers Field for outdoor ice skating and cross-country skiing. And lastly, Mayo is a great place for diversity of thought and life. We celebrate our differences and teamwork. This is a great place to work alongside people you are proud to call your friends beyond your colleagues at work. Additional features known at Mayo include our Proton Beam Center in the Jacobson Building, where we have assisted in the development of dotatate scanning and O15 water imaging. The proton therapy uses positively charged particles in an atom or protons that release their energy within the target or the tumor. There is a small amount of entrance radiation, but virtually none travels beyond the tumor. Because proton beams can be much more finely controlled, specialists can safely deliver higher doses of radiation or tumors. This proton beam center is housed within the Jacobson building adjacent to the Charlton building on the main campus connected to the Mayo and Gonda buildings. This is a novel, innovative nuclear medicine facility that enables us to deliver the highest level of care to all of our patients. We have several innovation initiatives, including a teaching and simulation lab, a 3D printing lab, and a rapid prototyping and patenting protocol through Mayo Clinic Ventures. Our 3D printing lab allows us to teach residents in ways that go beyond the operating room, allowing us to print anatomy before the case, create virtual models on which to practice. People undergo new, uncommon, or complex surgeries at Mayo Clinic, and they may benefit from access to the clinic's expertise in 3D anatomic models, as well as virtual reality. This technology helps with surgical planning, patient education, and medical education. The 3D anatomic modeling laboratories at the Department of Radiology use 3D printing to help doctors tailor the treatment of adults and children based on their exact anatomy. Studies in peer-reviewed medical journals show that the use of 3D printed models improves surgical outcomes. Featured in this past year's Society of Thoracic Surgeons teaching, a virtual reality and immersed ocular experience, as well as an Oculus and HoloLens experience, are available. We now offer some learners the opportunity to do a digital observership, virtual reality, being in the operating room, working with 3D images to practice cases and have a better understanding of what is happening during those cases. Some of our 3D technology enhances surgical assistance, enhances all members of the operating team to have a better experience, engages in teaching conferences, and helps us to understand, using the black box technology, what may have gone wrong in the operating room and how we can do better as providers doing a root cause analysis, connecting us to other places all around the world, anywhere. Our correlation with the pathology lab down the hall, as well as our use in surface scanning, allows us to process models and create virtual models that are exactly as the specimen taken out of the patient. We at Mayo Clinic are very proud to take a bold forward step towards our future. In 1920, Dr. Charles Mayo said the greatest contribution we can make is to prepare the oncoming generation to think that they can and will think for themselves. In 1910, Dr. William J. Mayo said the best interest of the patient is the only interest to be considered, in order that the sick may have the benefit of advancing knowledge, union of forces if necessary. This was the foundation of multidisciplinary care that takes place daily at Mayo Clinic. We hope that you will consider joining our multidisciplinary teams and becoming part of the division of thoracic surgery and part of our history, helping us to deliver the world's best healthcare to those in need. Thank you for your attention.